Something I mentioned before is if I were familiar with an engine like Unity or GameMaker, I probably would have used one of those to make this game rather than do this in C++, but like I have said, I'm not, so I didn't. But I've been working on this setting screen lately, and I couldn't help to think about engines because I imagine that engines like Unity and Godot, I imagine they have inbuilt functions for, changing things like this, like changing your volume, changing your resolution, and remapping your controls and things like that. They probably also have an inbuilt way to export a config file, I would imagine. But if you're not using an engine, which I'm not, then you have to do this kind of stuff yourself. That's not to say it's very complex. It's not. In my case, all of these settings are just stored in an array of bytes, and the byte value just translates into some usable value depending on what the setting is. So for volume, it's just the byte value times 5. Don't really need more fidelity than that, And for key mappings, I just kind of have my own custom way to interpret what the byte value is. But I mean, yeah, that's what else can I say? Does anybody else use ESDNF? I always use ESDNF rather than WASD for games. I just feel like you have more keys to easy access to, like around your movement keys. But anyway, this actually makes me appreciate designing a console game, like an NES game. If I knew how to do it, if I knew how to make just like an NES ROM, I probably would have done that instead, rather than make this like a PC game. I probably would have made this like an NES ROM, because it's like it simplifies something like this. You don't have to worry about remapping your keys. You have your A button, your B button, select start, whatever, your D-pad, and they just are what they are. You don't have to worry about the user remapping them. You just have to. It's like, no, like these are the controls. You have to learn them for my game. But this is a PC game, so you have to allow for remapping. But there is kind of this interesting situation where, okay, so interact attack. So this is also the same button for accessing a menu. So I have it as J right now, right? So that means if I'm on this screen, I can press J and get into here, right? Okay, so what happens if the user does this? And they unbind, and now what do? They can't get back in here because they've unbound their key. It's just kind of a weird situation, but that's what these fixed values are for. So it's like, it feels wrong though, right? Because if you have these fixed values that you can't mess with, it also means that you have to disallow binding those, if that makes sense. Like if I have enter as a fixed value for interact and menu confirm, I also have to disallow the user to be able to bind enter to anything else. So I just can't, I can't allow it, because then it would mess up everything else. Anyway, just kind of a weird quirk, I guess. I guess another way of dealing with it would be if you're on this screen and if the user has currently, like right now, I have like important keys that are like unbound, then you just like don't allow them to like get out of this screen. I guess that'd be a way to do it. But in any case, I mean, what else can I say? Nothing really. But I also have this debug command that I just added just for displaying some helpful stuff, I guess. That's pretty much it. I'll probably have something more interesting next time. Thanks, guys.